Hey, Sunday Night Live. Listen, today's topic, this is a good one. This is a really good one. You're going to want to really listen up. I'm going to give you some strategies and some things that are really going to help us as we move into the new year. This is the time you all are thinking about it. I know. So drop a comment below. Are you thinking about your New Year's resolutions now? I know you are. And I know you're thinking, I'm going to start exercising. I'm going to stop eating like garbage. I'm going to drink more water. I really need to get better sleep. I need to lose 20 pounds. Whatever those uh, goals or resolutions are, I know you're thinking about it right now. And you're thinking, how am I going to do it? How am I going to get motivated? This becomes the conversation is motivation. We all want to be motivated to do something. We all want to, we think that motivation is what is going to drive us forward. And things can motivate us, but motivation is going to come and go. And that's what tonight's episode is about, is helping you to tap a little bit deeper into what do you really need to do to achieve your goals for 2023. As we start to approach this new year, starting to think about what is it that that you really want for yourself. So that's the first and foremost. Hey, Happy Mac, welcome in. Nice to see you. So, what is it that are you already doing things? Are you already, is your life already exactly where you want it to be? Is there something more that you'd like to add? What is it that you want to see for yourself? And, improving upon where you're at is also, that's okay. Hey, Prepper, nice to see you. I'll tell you one of the things that I've been doing. I'm a pretty healthy eater. I exercise regularly, but I decided these last few weeks to actually start using a tracker for my food. And it's really interesting how once you start to do that, because I'm trying to get a certain number of protein grams per day, because I don't think I'm getting enough protein. So I thought I was getting enough protein, but let me track, let me see. So this is one of my goals or resolutions, whatever it is. But even though I'm motivated because I want to make sure that I'm getting the proper nutrients, but then there's also habits that go along with that. And that's where discipline comes in. So discipline is one of those things that we can really we don't have to be motivated, but if you're disciplined, you can still get the job done. Hey, Chairman, nice to see you. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. So as we come to the new year, really start to think about that. Get yourself a journal, a piece of paper, notes in your phone, whatever it is that you think is going to help you stick to your goals, whatever it is. Make sure that I like the digital format. I like things here, but then also I like to journal too. I like writing things down and reading it. I think the more senses you can pull into what you're doing and thinking. So if you're, when you journal, you're using, you're writing, you're seeing, then you can read it out loud. So you're using multiple senses. And I think that really helps us a little bit more with goal setting. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. Little tickle in my throat. So let's get into it. So we're coming into the new year. We make resolutions. 90% of people will fail within 3 weeks. Are you one of them? Do you keep? Oh, am I muted? No, I should be okay right now. Can you hear me now, Chairman? I unmuted. Testing. Yeah, it should be good to go here. I did mute because I had to cough. I didn't want to cough in the microphone. That's annoying. All right, thumbs up. I'm good. You can hear me? Okay, yes, I muted on purpose. Yes, thank you, though. I appreciate you chiming in on that. All right, so we're going to come into the new year we are going to set these resolutions however you want to do it, whether you want to do it in digital format, whether you want to write something down, but it has to be written down. You have to be able to see this. You have to be able to look at it every day, because we forget things. We get busy and we forget. I mean, it's kind of like, oh, geez, I forgot to go to the store to get whatever milk and bread because you didn't write it down. That happens to us with our lives and our goals. And so really, if we want to make sure that we're hitting our right goals and making sure our resolutions are we're going to become the 90% or the 10% of people who actually um, achieve their resolutions. I'm gonna go through this, and then I'll come back and I'll get your comments and questions. But yeah, drop down in the comments. Are you somebody? Do you make New Year's resolutions? What do you do? Did you stop? Are you frustrated with that? So one of the things, if you think about, you go somewhere, you hear somebody speak, and you're just super inspired. So we're talking about inspiration, motivation, discipline. So you hear somebody speak and you're inspired and you think, okay, I'm now motivated. I wanna now do what that person did. If they can do it, I can do it. So you get into these inspiration, motivational modes based on what you see and what you experience in life. Oftentimes too, people get motivated when they have a life event. In fact, 80% of people won't make a change in their lives unless they have some kind of life event. And so that's pretty sad. Again, it's what steps can you take to improve upon where you're at and not wait for things to become catastrophic in your life. Hey, Laura, nice to see you. So let's see. Happy Max says, when someone calls or texts, I'm not saying hello, I'm saying no. I've learned that other people will suck your life away. What they want you to do is far more than what you want. And if somebody doesn't understand why you say no, then that's okay, because you're saying no to you. You're saying yes to you. You're saying no to them. So let's go through just some of this terminology. So when we're talking about motivation, again, you go see somebody speak and they're like, rah, rah, rah. And you're like, yeah, I can do that. And they get inside you, they get you charged. And then inspiration would be, it's a little deeper spiritual connection where you really evokes emotion for you. When you get into the inspiration side of things, you hear somebody's story, maybe they came trauma, but motivation and inspiration can tend to come and go. I mean, think about it. You say, oh geez, I'm just not motivated to get up and go to the store, or I'm not motivated to get up and take a walk. But it's good to recognize what things do give you that spark. And that's really, motivation and inspiration are the sparks of change. And discipline becomes the fuel that will light those sparks, that will make sure that you can now set a path for yourself forward. So yes, Happy Mac is motivated. Yes. So now, but motivation doesn't last. So now if we look at discipline becomes a daily practice. It's getting up, doing the work, showing up, regardless of how you feel. Because motivation and inspiration, you have to be in those moods or those modes of inspiration and motivation. But again, maybe you didn't get a good night's sleep. Maybe you're having some life traumas. Maybe there's things just, you had a bad day, or, there's some kind of adversity. Those things, it's hard to stay motivated. It's hard to stay inspired, but discipline can always be there. So discipline can be there regardless of your state of mind. You get up, you take another step forward. You do something each and every day, one small little step. And it's making sure that you're sticking to it. So if it's a clean, eating clean, if it's an exercise program, maybe you don't feel like going and doing a full-blown workout at the gym, but you get up and you walk. It's something to make sure that you're continuing to move your own health and your own life forward. And most of the time we set our resolutions on something to do with our health. And so if you want better, then discipline's going to be the key to doing that. So so that's why too, I'm using this food app. I'm measuring things now, and I have to be disciplined. I have to pull it out each and every time I eat because I'm weighing my food. I'm measuring things. I really want to get a grasp on my dietary nutrition. How am I fueling my body? And I've been teaching this for 30 plus years. But to be able to get deep like that, that requires discipline. Some days I'm not motivated to do it, but I know it's going to give me a better education about myself, my health, my life, and it's going to help me hit some goals that I've been unable to hit because I wasn't paying attention to that. I was paying attention to clean eating, healthy eating, but then it's the quantities of the different things that I'm starting to shift and change now. So, why do motivation and inspiration fall short? These become like an emotional roller coaster. And I know you've all experienced it. So, one day you're up, the next day you're not. Inspiration and motivation will get sidelined based on life events. So, based on you had a bad day, your boss yelled at you, maybe you didn't get a Christmas bonus. Maybe again, you just didn't get a good night's sleep and you're cranky. So we can really get on this roller coaster of inspiration and motivation, and also then feel like we're on a roller coaster of what we're trying to accomplish in our own lives. So, where discipline comes in is it becomes a system. Motivation and inspiration don't have a system connected to it. So, let's say you want to be inspired each and every day, well, you're probably going to have to get up and do some form of meditation, some kind of affirmation each and every day. That requires discipline. So inspiration isn't going to come, it's the discipline behind it that is going to then give you the mindset to then be inspired and take that into your daily life. And these whole, inspiration and motivation, when we talk about external triggers, that's just life, right? Or you're waiting for the right time or the perfect moment. There is no right time. There is no perfect moment. There is no perfect time of day, time of the week, time of the year. And I hear this so often is that people don't want to start eating healthy or exercising during the holidays because there's too many temptations. That's the best time to start exercising your discipline. It's an absolute best time. I'm tracking my food. I'm tracking things on this app and people are like, "Are you crazy? It's the holidays." And I go, "Well, yeah. I don't want to fall into a trap of overindulgence." And so I think it's the best time because it protects you. It puts up an armor for your health. And then what it's also allowing for is the ability to get a running start into the new year. And I've been having this conversation with you guys for a few weeks now is that on January 1st, everybody's going to be lined up at the starting line, ready to go, ready to execute their New Year's resolutions, ready to start eating healthy, ready to start drinking more water, ready to start moving, sleeping better, whatever your goal is. But I want you to be having a running start. I want on January 1st, when the gun goes off at the starting line, all those people are standing still and it takes momentum for them to get going. I want you to be running from behind. You already have momentum. So you hit that starting line and boom, you take off like a rocket. And that will actually set you up for greater success for you to then stick to your resolutions because you established discipline prior to when you didn't wait. You weren't waiting for January 1st. You said, "You know what? I'm ready now. I'm going to start right now." And that's what I want for you. Just start right now. Take those small little steps each and every day. So, what does it look like in everyday life? Thinking about what is it that you want? What has to change? What has to, maybe mornings all you have is a cup of coffee and then lunchtime comes and you're ravenous and then there's a plate of donuts at the office. Maybe you just have to start shifting when and how you eat. maybe you have to start making better conscious decisions with regards to your food. This is, say you want to do a no sugar diet. Maybe you want to, again, eat more protein. I think if we all focus on eating more protein, it just by nature starts, we start to get rid of the other stuff, the highly processed foods in our lives. Maybe you need to move more, start exercising, focus on sleep, even focusing on your relationships in your life. But it has to come with daily habits. So if you say, you kind of have to reverse engineer this. If you say, okay, I want to lose 20 pounds, then what needs to change? You can be motivated on day one. You can be motivated on January 1st. But again, we said it's a roller coaster. What actions do you need to take? And that's where discipline comes in. So, discipline is the implementation of actions in your life, small little steps each and every day, so that you can accomplish your goals. And it won't happen unless you make that commitment to discipline. And we've all done this, right? So if you've gone to school, you're disciplined. You get up every day, you go to school. That's discipline. If you have a job, you get up every day, you go to work. That's discipline. I'm disciplined about my sleep. I like to try to go to bed at the same time every night. That is discipline. I don't just wait for, go to bed at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night and then say, gee, I don't know why I'm not sleeping very well. But so one of the things we can do when we're talking about adding discipline into the daily life is think about what are small, consistent actions that you can implement that will get to you to whatever the thing is that you want to get to. And then once you start that, it builds momentum. It builds foundation. So it builds upon itself. So the more disciplined you are, the more it will build upon itself. The more you'll be able to then take that and you can look at other areas of your life and start to say, oh, I can be more disciplined about this. When you're disciplined about one thing, you'll be able to be disciplined about other things as well. And there's a saying, it says, how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you do things and you're sloppy, you don't pay attention, you don't have a set of guidelines around how you do it, then you're going to get sloppy results without, any real set of gain from that. So think about it in that respect is if you really want something and you're looking at it, you've got to reverse engineer the discipline it'll require to do that. Think about discipline as a muscle. You got to exercise it each and every day. And you have to recognize when you're falling short of those habits. Journaling, I talk about that a lot. If you're somebody who journals, that's something, you do that every single night. It's a discipline that I'm working on for myself. I'm not good at it. I want to get better at it. So I'm working on that. That is one of my goals for the coming year is to be more disciplined about journaling, about my day, my habits, my desires, my goals, my resolutions, whatever you want to call them. So that's something too, is figuring out what is it that you want to be better disciplined at. What I love about tracking is that it gives you a track record. It gives you something to look back on so that it's sort of like it's a reward system. You look back and you go, oh, I really did do well on that. And I think it's easy to forget that we do well in certain ways, that we get so down on ourselves and then we go through life and like, I didn't accomplish anything. But then you can look back at what you've tracked, whether it's a journal, whether it's in your phone, you can look back on that and you go, oh, wow, I can't believe I actually did accomplish all of that. All these things did feed into what I'm trying to accomplish. So don't discount tracking things as, as not non-essential. I think they're absolutely essential into getting us into that next phase. So think about what your inspiration is. What are you inspired to do for the coming year? And write down This is how you're going to turn this into your discipline. Write down the why. Why does whatever this inspiring thing, why does it connect you to something in your own life? And then write down some very specific measurable goals. And when you do that, then you've got to take action to get to that. So that's where your discipline comes in. And you can use motivation here and there, like, if I'm at the gym, I might turn on a certain podcast that is really inspiring to me or motivating while I'm trying to work out. It might make me work out a little bit harder. So you can use motivation as a tool, but not as a crutch. That's something too we can, because again, it's fleeting, right? So use motivation more to reignite your focus, more to get you back on track. So, again, if you're disciplined about something and boy, you just need a burst of some kind of inspiration, motivation, that's okay. That is you're going to spark it up again, but you're disciplined, so you're continuing to fuel that fire. And then think about anchoring. Anchoring is really important. When you have something that goes really well, or you really feel like things in life are flowing, you feel like you're moving in the right direction. Think about that feeling. So, and then you got to marinate on that feeling each and every day. But then also, is it connected to something, a time, a place, a thing? Maybe you set a reward to buy yourself a new watch. And that watch, once you get to that goal, you get the watch. Now the watch becomes an anchor. The watch is like, you look at that watch and you go, oh, wow, I got the watch because I was able to be disciplined enough to do all these things to get me to a place that helped me excel in life. And then it reminds you. So anchors can be a thing. It can be a person. It can be a word. It can be a feeling. It can be a scent. It can be whatever it is. It's going to anchor you to that feeling. So the more anchors you can put around those emotions, or the more emotions you can put around an anchor, the more it'll get etched into you, and the more you'll be able to then hang on to that. So think about those anchors as you move forward. So what goals do you have for the coming year? What is it that you want to accomplish? And when you think about motivation and inspiration, do you fall victim to motivation and inspiration? Do you have the discipline? Think about something in your life that you accomplished for yourself that you had to be disciplined to do. And then go, oh yeah, now the light bulb will start to go off. And then take those same habits and apply that to whatever. There's something else that you've been reaching for. You can't quite seem to get it. And maybe you're just losing that little bit of discipline that you really need to now get reignited. And that's what's going to get us through the next year. I hate to see anyone fail, especially when it comes to your own health and your own life and wanting to take a step forward in life and improve your health, whatever that looks like for you. And so this is the way you're going to do it. Stop being inspired, and stop being motivated, and start being disciplined. We really lack discipline. And then I'm just not motivated. We make those excuses around, I'm not motivated enough to do a certain thing. So making sure you're implementing action steps towards that thing, that will help with that level of discipline, that will help you achieve your goals, and that will help you get past the 3 weeks that 90% of people make it to when it comes to New Year's resolutions. So, all right. That was a quick one for you guys today, but I just wanted to jump in on this Sunday night before Christmas. And I wanted to give you all that bit of, hopefully this message is inspiring and motivating enough to get you to take action and start being disciplined about what will come in the new year. So I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Please enjoy this time with your families. Make sure you're just chilling out, do something fun, and just make it the best time ever. So thank you so much. Have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you, Happy Mac. I appreciate that. And yeah, have a Merry Christmas yourself. I'm going to do a little bit more Christmas shopping tomorrow, just a tiny bit more. I think I'm almost done. Not going over the top today, but just a few choice things for the loved ones in my life. And then yeah, I got a half a day of work tomorrow. So and then I got 2 more days off from there. So that is that for me. But yeah, I didn't want to not come in here today because I definitely wanted to share some time with you guys and just say happy holidays. I appreciate each and every one of you for watching, for listening, for supporting this channel. That is the biggest gift you can do for me. And is just being here in support of my continuing to try to grow. And also jumping on here, it's discipline. It requires discipline each and every week, whether I feel like it or not. Most of the times I feel like it, but there's some days I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I jump on and I put a smile on my face and I know it's getting me to a greater goal. So I hope the same for you. And I will see you guys. I'll be here next Sunday, right before New Year's, and we'll probably have a New Year's message for you going on then. So, all right, you guys have an amazing evening, a very Merry Christmas, and much love to all of you. See you soon. Bye-bye.